My dad always told me, you're never too old to keep getting educated. We went down to RV school, to the National RV Training Academy in Athens, Texas. And so that's what this episode is about. We're going to give you an overview of the type of class that I ended up taking, the campground we stayed at, what Sarah and the kids did while I was in class. So we traveled all the way from Rapid City, South Dakota, down to Athens, Texas, about 1,200 miles.
It was long.
Through 4 states. And we went down for the RV Fundamentals class at the National RV Training Academy. And so the reason why I wanted to go to that class, because we've now had our RV for just over 3 years.
This will be the third year camping.
Yeah, third year camping. And I wanted to learn more about the RV, the ins and outs, and how to pretty much repair almost the majority of things that go wrong with your RV. Obviously, there are things like, structural work or major water damage, axle repairs, slide outs, things like that I can't do. But I had always seen where you could pretty much do about 80% of the repairs on your RV if you have the proper knowledge. And so I got started watching Tide's Tech Tip Tuesday on their YouTube channel. And of course, they advertised the National RV Training Academy School. And I saw where it got lots of great reviews, so we decided to go down for the 1-week class, and let me tell you, it was fantastic. But it is like drinking through a fire hose. They give you tons of information all in 1 week. You do a little bit of hands-on, but it's mostly classroom, because for 1 week you can't do a lot of hands-on. If you take the advanced classes after the fundamentals, then you get to do more hands-on work. But the fundamentals, everyone has to take it no matter if you're going to the advanced classes or not. So it's a prerequisite. And during the fundamentals, you learn all things electrical. You learn propane systems, water systems, how to service air conditioners, water heaters, and furnaces. So you go over a lot of material, but it's fantastic. We learn how to use multimeters. We learned the proper ways to service and repair an air conditioner, which is very important in the summertime. Because the worst thing that can happen is you're stuck out in the heat and you have no air. But it could truly be a simple problem. I learned with the electrical systems how to diagnose, troubleshoot if you have a converter issue, or if you have a big solar package and you have an inverter issue. It was really enlightening. It was a great class, and I highly recommend it. Another good thing is that the campground is the Texan RV campground, so only students at the NRVTA can stay at this campground.
And family.
And I'll let Sarah talk a little bit about families joining with those that are attending class.
The campground is really large. I mean, it's 100 and something rigs fit there.
Yeah, at least.
It's large.
It's a large campground.
It is really nice. It's gravel pads, but each of them obviously has a little concrete pad out to the side. No picnic tables, though.
Yeah, no picnic tables.
I thought that was different, but didn't matter. But yes, very nice. They have a clubhouse that had a lot of tables. They have games and puzzles and books like most RV parks. But they also had a full kitchen that you could use. So if you didn't want to cook in your rig and heat everything up, because it was hot. We went it was the very end of March, first week of April, and it was mid-80s. So needless to say, it was hot.
I think we hit 90 one day, and it was a little humid, and that's coming from...
Well, it was humid every day for us, coming from South Dakota.
Well, and our first night in Nebraska it got down to the...
Like 25?
Yeah, 25 degrees.
So we went from what we were used to, 25, 40 degrees, to 85, 90 degrees. Needless to say, the air conditioner ran the entire time.
Non-stop.
Even at night. But anyways, if you don't want to cook in your rig because you didn't want to heat it up, or you just had something too big and you're there all week, they have a full kitchen that you can use. They have a huge microwave. It's actually a convection microwave. They had a stove and an oven. They've got tons of counter space and a sink, a full fridge, freezer in there that you are allowed to use. The kids, plenty of room if you bring bikes, which we didn't. We didn't have room, so our kids were kind of bummed about that. But plenty of room to ride bikes and to walk. They've got 3 separate ponds on the property, or 2?
2 ponds.
2 ponds, and it's walking trails everywhere around the ponds. There's ducks, there's geese you can feed. Brody did it, like when he walked the whole figure 8 around the ponds and stuff like that. It's about a mile.
Yeah, right about a mile.
But yeah, the campgrounds, it was great. You're set back off the road. You're not even close to the highway.
They're pretty spacious, and I was able to walk to class to and from each day and for lunch, except for the days that it rained. Sarah, she drove me down, but
yeah, it was very dog friendly. They've got 2 different dog parks, and within the little dog parks, they've got a fence between that you can separate. So if you have a dog that doesn't like to socialize with others. I will say that one of my cons, and it's a tiny one, is for a large dog, like we have a Malinois that just needs to run and get energy out. They're not big enough to throw a ball in because you have a little gate you have to maneuver through, which she did, but I was afraid she was going to slam into the fence or the gate. So that was my only thing. What else about the campground?
All the food trucks.
Oh, yeah, they had food trucks several nights that we were there, which made it nice. Full hookups, too. Let me just say, it is full hookups, and we're not used to having full hookups. We boondock a lot, or we're at campgrounds that are just electric or just electric and water. So it was like a luxury to me to be in one spot for... Were we there 6 nights or 7 nights?
7 nights.
7 nights, and we had full hookups, so... That's something to know. So anyways, yeah, they had food trucks come twice. We didn't do the Tex-Mex one, but we did the hot dog one. And we're not big hot dog people, but we were told we needed to go to this one. It was delicious. It was so good.
Fantastic.
Brody ended up going back and getting his meal over again. So he had his entire meal twice.
And reasonably priced, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was nice. I mean, it's just, for me, I'm trying to entertain the kids, keep the dog entertained, and to not have to cook, and as hot as it was, I was really happy to go to the food truck. That was a nice perk. And they have 1 or 2 every week, I believe.
Yep. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I believe.
I think that's about it. It's really quiet, because everybody there is... Either everyone is in school or their spouse, and only one person might be at the camper, but there were a lot of married couples that took classes together. So it is really quiet during the day, and it was really quiet at night. There were, I only saw maybe 5 other families. So it was nice. It was quiet. It was really safe. You felt really safe. I didn't have any issues with the kids going. Now, I have 14 and 15-year-old. If you have younger kids, obviously with the ponds, you would want to supervise them. But I felt perfectly fine letting my kids just go out and roam around. They do have a place where there's a volleyball net. The volleyball net wasn't up yet, but plenty of space for the kids to play. If you have a football, baseball, volleyball. My kids were thoroughly entertained for the time that we were there.
And then you had other activities in Athens that you could go to as well.
They give you other activities when you check in to choose from. We went to the East Texas fishery. It may not be called that, but anyways, it's a fishery. That might have been Brody's favorite thing of the whole week. Reasonably priced for 3 of us. It was $12. They still consider 16 and under children, which I appreciated, because a 13-year-old is not an adult. That's just, it's a little soapbox of mine. Anyways, we could have spent the whole day there. They have an outdoor aquarium. They have an indoor aquarium. They've got tons and tons of information on the freshwater fish in Texas. They have this huge aquarium indoors, and they do this entire presentation on, which was probably my favorite part. And then they also have a nature trail that you can walk that's about a mile, and now the day was overcast and cool for Texas. So it was a great day to go out for a little hike, and you walk over different ponds and wetland areas. There was one pond that had all these lilies on it, and it was just so pretty. It looked magical to me. But you can fish for free, even if you don't know how to fish. They've got rods and bait. They've got everything you need, and there's someone there that will help you. So your entry fee includes fishing. We personally didn't get to fish because I didn't realize they had no food options other than a vending machine. So we didn't pack a lunch. But you can pack a lunch, you can bring your food in, and you could stay all day. Mm-hmm. So I am sad we didn't get to fish because none of us know how to fish, and I really wanted to do that. And then the other day we went to the East Texas...
The Arboretum?
Arboretum. Yeah. I say it wrong every time. The Arboretum. So they also had maybe 2 miles of nature trails. They've got this... They have a little village set up of what it would have looked like 200 years ago. And so they have an old house that was really pretty that they were doing some construction on, but we were still able to see the majority of it. They have like an old schoolhouse, another little house, a prison, a working barn. My kids still find, and I do too, it doesn't matter, I'm an adult, we still find that kind of stuff so much fun and so interesting. And then we were a little early, but of course they typically have flowers everywhere, so they were getting those in. There were a few that were starting to bloom, but the kids and I, we thoroughly enjoyed that, and it was $16 maybe?
Yeah, I believe so.
Again, reasonably priced. Another plus is there is a super Walmart 15 minutes away. Mm-hmm. So there's other grocery stores too, but the Walmart was just 15 minutes away.
Yeah, they have about most everything you need in Athens, and we went to a great restaurant at the Athens Boathouse and Marina.
Yeah.
One night, sat out right there next to the water out on the back porch and had some seafood. So
shrimp and catfish.
Yeah.
We don't get that in South Dakota.
No, not at all. So they've got some good options. So it was...
and we also went and had Texas barbecue.
Yes.
So Brent didn't share this, but at the end of your fundamentals class, you can choose to take your registered technician test, or you can choose not to. It doesn't matter. But he took the test. He is now a registered technician.
Yay! Here he is.
I passed.
Yay!
Yep, I passed.
And after that, we went to a celebratory meal of barbecue, which is his favorite, and it was
called B4 Barbecue and Boba, and
it's in a feed
store in Maybank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was delicious.
just a few miles north of
They're
Athens.
only open 11 to 3, and we got there like right at 12.
Yeah, right at noon.
The line was close to the door, and before we got up there, they were sold out of all the pork. They were sold out of the sausage?
Yeah.
I don't know what a Twinkie is, but they were sold out of a Twinkie. Like, it's not the Hostess Twinkie. I don't know what it was, but they were sold out of those, so they must be good. If you know what a Twinkie is, leave it in the comments.
A barbecue Twinkie, whatever that is.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see it.
They had brisket, ribs, and one other thing.
I forget what else, but we were there for the Texas brisket anyway.
Yeah, so within an hour to an hour and a half, they were sold out.
Yeah.
Needless to say, it was delicious. They give you a ton. It was pricey, but it was enough food that we all had dinner that night. So we had lunch and then dinner.
It was pricey, but we got 2 meals out of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not to sound like old people, but
yeah, it was
delicious.
So final thoughts. It was definitely worth going down to the class. It was great. I learned a ton. They give you a ton of materials to take with you. So the knowledge is great to have. It's peace of mind while you're on the road to know that you can pretty much fix the majority or do what you need to do to get yourself continuing down the road until you can find a stopping point to get whatever it is that needs to be repaired or fixed.
And I think you enjoyed it. They made it enjoyable. It's not high pressure. So there were half your class did not take the technician test.
Right, there were 22 of us, and
they were just there to learn
and 11
for themselves.
Took the registered tech class, and you take the registered tech class if you're thinking about going back for advanced classes, or if you want to be on the RV help page as a locator to where you can go out and you can do maintenance work on other RVs as well. So to me it was a no-brainer to take the test. You're already down there, you might as well. So it's a great resource to have. And Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. I will say that they do have more fundamentals instructors now. It used to just be Todd, but now that he's kind of got some other businesses going, they've got other instructors doing fundamentals, and so we had a different instructor, and he was fantastic. All the instructors that we came across down there were very knowledgeable, and were so much willing to help us, even after hours if we had something wrong with our rig. I know several of my classmates had a few things that they needed looked at, and the instructors were more than happy to go and help them out to troubleshoot whatever it was that was going on. So I have nothing but great things to say about it. Highly recommend. And
I have one more thing.
Yep.
They also had things throughout the week that the spouse could attend.
Yes, that was great.
So they had like a craft type thing where you could, all come to the clubhouse and meet. I didn't know about that one, but when you check in, they give you a little flyer, and it has different things going on and the dates. And so if you're there and you want to attend, you can. And there were a few other things that they sent out. They had what was that thing called?
A kitchen class.
A kitchen class, and it was not about cooking. Because I was afraid it was going to be about cooking, and that's not what I wanted. It was literally how to utilize your chicken. Goodness. Utilize your kitchen to the best that you can, depending on what type of appliances you're using, depending on how much stuff you have running, and are you a 30 amp or a 50 amp, and how much, we were taught as the spouses, how much wattage do you have, and also what you could use, other options so that you weren't heating your camper up, just all kinds of really, really useful information for the spouses that I had never thought of. How I had not tripped the breaker that week with the air conditioner running and cooking different kinds of food and the microwave. I don't know. Even
the microwave, the Instant Pot.
The lady who was teaching it, she's like, I don't know how you did that. But anyways, it was a miracle. But all that to say is they also have things that the spouses can attend if you want to. You don't have to. But they, the two different things that I went to, I enjoyed. It was nice just to get out and learn something, and everybody there was so nice.
Yeah.
So, and workers, other people that were taking classes, their spouses, very, very nice. I don't have anything bad to say, other than it was 85 and I'm not used to it, and there were a lot of bugs. Bugs.
And we had some ants too.
Yeah, the first time we've ever had ants come in, but it did rain several days, which we're from the south, so we know that causes the ants to come out of the ground. But I don't really have a con.
No, not at all.
About it.
So if you've been thinking about going and learning more information about your own rig, or possibly becoming an RV tech in the future, highly recommend it.
And you can take your family.
Yep.
There were other things in Athens that were suggested too, and if you're there, like if you're going to become a certified tech, you're there for 6 weeks. 6 to 7 weeks, depending on if you've taken the fundamentals. I don't know. Dallas is an hour away.
60 miles. Yeah.
So you could always, make a day in Dallas too. Or several if you're there for a while.
Yep, for sure. So, go check it out. So if you've been thinking about it, do it. Don't wait. Pursue your one day, and thank you for watching.
That's right.